Now it's time for our last section on simple machines. We're going to read chapter 5, and then we'll go over some of the fun add-ons at the end of the book, like true statistics, and we'll finally find out if those true or false things we mentioned back in the first chapter were true or false. All right, chapter 5 asks us, it's called Break Apart and Hold Together. How do wedges and screws convert forces? Okay, so we're going to be looking for how forces change when we use two of the simple machines, wedges and screws. The wedge shape of an axe splits the log apart. Break apart and hold together. A lumberjack chops down a tree with an axe. The wedge of the axe head makes a crack in the trunk. The axe cuts deeper when he strikes the trunk again. Eventually, the trunk breaks apart. A wedge is shaped like an inclined plane. Unlike an inclined plane, however, the wedge is the object that moves. Wedges are used to break things apart or hold them together. Each year, the Lumberjack World Championships are held in Wisconsin. Facts even I did not know. This is a wedge. Notice how it is flat but slanted, just like an inclined plane. Converting forces. Early people used stone wedges, such as knives and axes and other cutting tools. Farmers used plows to break up the soil. We still use these wedges today. You even have a set of wedges in your mouth. You use your teeth to break apart food. Teeth are hard on the outside, but the insides are softer, living tissue. You use simple machines every time you eat because your teeth are simple machines. A wedge makes work easier because it converts force from one direction to another. A force pushes the wedge straight into an object. The wedge then converts that forward force into two sideways forces. This helps push objects apart, like when an axe cuts a log. Friction helps a wedge hold objects together. A doorstop tightly wedged between the door and the floor keeps the door open. Notice that the doorstop has the same shape as an axe. Break apart, hold together. Screws. If you were tiny, you could slide down the thread of a screw from the top to the bottom. A screw is really just one long inclined plane wrapped around a center post. The distance between the threads is called the pitch. Screws hold objects together. One example is a pickle jar and its lid, or any glass jar really. Screws can also help apply more force to an object. A woodworker's vise, squeezing together two pieces of wood, is an example of this. Next, you'll hear the timeline of great thinkers about simple machines. Archimedes, in the Common Era 287 and to 212 before the Common Era, he studied levers, pulleys, and screws. Wow. Leonardo da Vinci, from 1452 to 1519, designed machines and inventions. Galileo, from 1564 to 1642, experimented with gravity and movement. And Sir Isaac Newton, whose three laws we've already covered, from 1642 to 1727, defined the three laws of how objects move. Screws are often used to hold pieces of wood together. Many scholars believe that the screw was invented more than 2,500 years ago by a man named Archimedes of Tarentum. Sorry, Archimedes, I think I said your name wrong. Like a wedge, a screw also converts forces. You turn the top of a screw with a screwdriver in a circular motion. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. The screw changes this circular motion into an upward or downward motion. The direction depends on the way that you turn the screw. Archimedes Screw. Archimedes was a Greek mathematician who lived more than 2,000 years ago. He invented a device that could raise water from a low to high area. This long screw was sealed inside a cylinder and placed on a slant in a body of water. A crank turned the screw and lifted the water up the cylinder until it reached the top. The screw could be used to water farmland or drain flooded areas. Archimedes screw is still used in some parts of the world. Isn't that cool? Just a mechanical water pump. A pencil lead is made of clay and graphite. This kind of pencil sharpener uses a wedge to shave off thin layers of wood. Simple machines today. The basic jobs of simple machines can be combined to do much larger tasks. Peek inside a clock to see how many parts work together. An engine has parts that work together too. Think about simple machines at school. Did the wheels on the bus bring you there, or the wheels in your car? Maybe your teacher stores his or her supplies in cabinets with levers for doors. You can sharpen your pencil with the wedge inside a pencil sharpener. Simplify your life with these machines. The world's tallest roller coaster. We're going to look at the true statistics now. King Ka at Six Flags in New Jersey is 418 feet tall, or 127.4 meters tall. The longest home run ever hit in Major League Baseball with that lever is 575 feet. The weight of the world's largest axe, more than 110,000 pounds, or 49, almost 50,000 kilograms. The highest skateboard jump off a ramp is 23.5 feet, or 7.2 meters. Somebody was brave. The longest distance a pumpkin has ever been catapulted is 3,755 feet. I wonder how they know that. When Archimedes Screw was invented was the 3rd century BCE. Did you find the truth? Simple machines help us do less work. That was false. They help us do the same amount of work in a simpler or easier way. Your teeth are simple machines. That's true. Your teeth are wedges. Here's some other books, organizations, websites, and places to visit that you can look at. This week for word study, we will be studying the key words from this story. So make sure you're brushing up on your terms for simple machines. Thanks for reading along with me.